be a unique occasion, so thank you. Thank you for doing that. And sorry, I've just got to open it now. So the Mayor's report is well, it's not entirely standard. It's got two summaries attached to it. One is the Canterbury Mayoral Forum achievements. So it's just a draft summary of the achievements of the work of the Canterbury Mayoral Forum over the triennium. And I think you'll see that there's been a substantial amount of work that's been done on a collaborative basis with our regional colleagues. And then also the World City Summit report, which I attended, and Lynn McClellan, of course, has done she's written the report for me, but it was a great opportunity to reconnect with some of the cities that we are closely connected to, the Resilient Cities Network, but also some of the taking on some of the challenges that that are being taken on at a global scale, particularly in relation to water. And I just wanted to reflect for 1 second on meeting up again with the Mayor of Rotterdam and Henk Ovink, who is essentially the water ambassador for the Netherlands. He was going to come here as a result of an earlier meeting that I had with him in 2019. He was going to come here in 2020, but he had to Zoom into the meeting as opposed to turn up in person. And I really want to recommend to the incoming council that you continue to build on that relationship and grow it, understanding some of the challenges that the Netherlands have had to take on in terms of living with water. So they're not trying to fight the water, they're talking about how you live with water. That is absolutely going to be something that's going to be of interest all around the world. And we have got a really good positive relationship with them to build on. So I want to recommend that to you. The other element of the report, though, is just to follow on from our debate on Tuesday. And I was on a news broadcast yesterday morning, and I was reflecting on my upset that we weren't able to address the tree canopy cover, tree retention and tree planting on private land and the financial contributions for trees. But, as part of the process, because it was all bound up in the process. And after I finished the interview, I thought, well, maybe we can. And so I approached the council staff, and they have worked really hard to come up with a method whereby which we could both incorporate it as a plan change arising from discussions with central government if they are successful, and if not available by that means, to notify it as a standalone plan change. So this is an opportunity to vote positively for what our community want, which is for us to protect and build and grow our tree canopy cover and not to see it diminished by intensification. This would apply regardless of where the intensification or under which rules the intensification would occur. But as I've explained to some of you, notifying it as a standalone plan change takes it into the normal realm of an RMA amendment, which means it's subject to appeals, and it isn't a streamlined process as the Plan Change 14 would have enabled. So now the final thing that's been added very much at the last minute is, because we've agreed to notify Plan Change 13, which is the heritage areas, we actually need to pull some of the elements from Plan Change 14 and build it into the proposal before we can notify it. So it's just a tidy up, authorising staff to make any changes to Plan Change 13 necessary to notify it separately from Plan Change 14. And staff have just picked that up over the last, last 3 days as an issue and have brought it to our attention. It seems to me that this is a nice, easy way of resolving it. So I'm happy to move my report, and I already had Tim signal that he wanted to second it, but yeah, which okay, seconded by Sarah. So I'll open it up for questions. Are there any questions? Is there any debate?
Yep.
Pauline.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you for a brilliant, really interesting report, Leanne, particularly the summit in Singapore that you attended. And I just would like to take the opportunity, if I may, on page 14, where you talk about the storm retention basins that we continue to invest in Christchurch, and just give a little bit of an update on a site visit that a few councillors, Melanie Coker, Ian Galloway, Tim Scandrett and myself attended yesterday, out at the Eastman Sutherland Hoonhay wetlands. Now, this was a pre-opening site visit. It was a kind of an initial opening. There's going to be an official opening in October, November, and it would have been lovely to have had more councillors there. I know we're really busy, but the staff are incredibly proud of the work that they've done here. It's a huge project, 109 hectares, and the part that we went to, the Tikura, was 20% of the total project that they have almost completed. So it's just going to be an amazing facility with multi-benefits for the whole of Christchurch. So it'll actually, improve our water quality. It'll filter the water before it goes into the Cashmere stream and onto the Heathcote. It involves flood protection by detaining the water in a rain event. And within that, it's all landscape planted it's going to have 3 kilometres of walkways. It's going to have, I think, 3 to 15 kilometres, and 3 to 5 bridges are going in there. There's going to be over 1,000 canopy trees to be planted amongst the other plantings they've already done. And it's all done around the 6 values that you mentioned, the Leanne: drainage, heritage, ecology, environment, culture and recreation is the way that our teams, our staff are embracing water quality, and anything to do with water now involves these 6 values. They've worked very closely with iwi as well to get everything right. I found a few other species. I think they talked about some mussels, native mussels that they've found, and freshwater crays. It's just fascinating. So I really want to give a huge heads up to staff, Peter Christensen, Keith Davison and the rest of the team, once again demonstrating the incredible innovation and vision and talent that we have in this organisation to be giving us these multifaceted, multi-benefit facilities in Christchurch. So I just wanted to chuck that in there, Leanne, and say what a great, and encourage people to go out there and see it and walk around there. Yeah.
I couldn't make it to the opening, but could you? Do you want to add a note, sort of, and perhaps you could put it in as number 2, off the back of the report, because it refers specifically to the issue of stormwater in the context of the submission we made on the Water Services Entities Bill, to congratulate staff on. What if you think of the wording, you and perhaps Tim together come up with some wording for that? Is that all right? Yep. Sarah.
Thanks. I'd just like to acknowledge that it's your last mayoral report. And
it's not actually. I'm doing one more.
Oh, are you? No, we're on the last day. Yes. And but the breadth of stuff that's in here is just enormous. So there's 30 things in there in the last month on top of council meetings, and the range of things from the diplomatic staff meeting with the British Trade Secretary through to the school students at Te Aratai, which was amazing. Huge range of things, a lot of public speaking events, and representing not only the council within the city, but actually representing the city internationally, and the conversations that you have there that benefit our city in the most amazing way, and you always put the city first in all of those conversations and put politics aside, and it's enormously challenging work, and you do it with grace and dedication every single time, and clearly really comfortable with a wide range of audiences, and it really shows. So thank you for that. I'd also like to acknowledge the tree stuff coming through. Thank you for doing that. It's been a challenging few days, but to be able to try and salvage some tree protections with 20% canopy cover, even if it'll be potentially through a different process, will hopefully retain some of those protections or put more protections and incentives in place for tree retention on the private land throughout the city. So thank you for doing that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Sam and Melanie.
Yeah, look, I tend to agree with Sarah. So it might be one of those weird days for council. Yeah. No, look, again, just to acknowledge, I think that the tree stuff as well, because I think there was certainly an intent around the council table on Tuesday to achieve that. But quite rightly, people were frustrated at what's been pushed on by government. So just obviously using your experience to come up with that, I think is a really good win for the city. So it's one of those occasions where having been in Parliament, being a lawyer, and now being the mayor is paid off really well. So thanks.
Thank you. Melanie.
I was going to say the same thing as Sarah and Sam, just to thank you for coming up with this idea and putting it through in your report, because I'm really grateful for that.
Thank you. Anne.
Same. Thank you for always putting the city at the centre of your work, and just looking at the mayoral forum goals, I guess: sustainable environmental management, shared economic prosperity, better freight transport options, climate change mitigation and adaptation, 3 water services. Your work has meant that our city is well placed to be meeting those challenges, and that's your legacy. So thank you.
Thank you. It's very kind. Right, I'll put the motion. Oh, sorry, have we got the resolutions wording for those extra words? Yanni.
Thank you. Just to obviously applaud the efforts to protect our trees and to increase our tree canopy. So totally endorse the comments that have been made on that. But I also just wanted to acknowledge Dave Adamson's work, because, you know, I think it's a really good example. We have amazing staff at the council organisation who, even when they no longer work for us, still give back to the city in a variety of ways. And Dave Adamson was one of our really special staff that, you know, dedicated his life to working for council for the better of the city. But even after he's no longer working here, has committed to doing that. And I just wanted to just acknowledge that contribution, because I think it was a really touching thing in your report that I just wanted to highlight. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that with doing the report each month, it's difficult to choose which elements to highlight, but actually I did choose that one to highlight the fact that, you know, he worked here for 41 years. He loved every single day and all of the different roles that he played, but he still spent 200 and something hours doing a tapestry of our city's crest, you know, a coat of arms, and that will be displayed in the Mayor's Lounge. So it's a great gift, and yeah, this room was not designed for pictures. I'll leave you my portrait if you like. I can watch over you. No, just
we've got a
joking.
special place for that.
But anyway, look, thank you very much, and thank you for your kind comments as well. You know, I think that one of the things that I have always tried to do is take a broad-based, collaborative, problem-solving approach to challenges that we might have, and sometimes it pays off, and I feel like today that it has. So thank you very much. We've got extra wording here. Congratulate staff on the project Te Kuru, which is providing flood protection, environmental benefits and recreational facilities for Christchurch, and we recognise the vision and talent of council staff and iwi engagement. Yep, that's fantastic. So that's been moved and seconded. I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much. Good. Good work. You said no to the resolution, the whole resolution. Sorry? Okay. Okay. No, it's all right. I don't mind. Sorry?
We'll put your portrait up, he said.
Oh. Sometimes I just can't be bothered.